So you go in and you talk to Tom on a regular basis, and he will give you information on what you should do. And so when you catch bugs and fish in the beginning, if you talk to him and tell him I have a creature, he'll say, oh, can I see it? And you give it to him, and he'll ask you if he can send it away to his curator friend, which is, his name is Blathers, and he will be a museum shortly. And once you've handed in enough creatures to Tom, he will ask you then to place, before he asks you to place anything, Blathers will call him and tell him that he's interested in coming to our island. He will then hand you another marker kit and ask you to go find a suitable location for the museum. So he has done that, and that is this kit right here. So now I need to decide where I would like to put him. If I want to put him right beside the plaza here where we are, if I want to put him over here maybe, I'm not sure exactly where. We don't have a lot of space in the beginning because we're limited to this area. We can't get across the rivers. So I think that I might like to put him up here with the waterfall in the background. I'm very big on waterfalls. I like them. I use them a lot in my island designs. So natural ones are even better. A little too close. I have to back up. So placing it here will take that rock and the peach tree away. So before I say, I'm going to imagine it and see if that's where I want it. Yes. But before I do that, I'm going to collect the materials from this tree. Oh, my pockets are full. I'm just going to stand over here. In order to drop things, you just open up your inventory, click on it and say drop item. If it's an item that can be placed, it'll say place item. I think I can place the fish. Just to make a little bit of room here. Okay, so I can collect up the peaches. Tom has given me a few new recipes here. I received the recipe for the leaf from one of my villagers. When you talk to them, and they give you stuff, recipes, clothes, sometimes furniture, depends. It's how you get friendship points, and the better the friendship points, the better the friendship with your villagers. And I'm not sure where that plays into, but they'll stay longer, they'll give you better things, and you tend to get pretty close to some of your villagers. Sometimes you'll get ones that you don't like at all. Sometimes you'll get some that you absolutely love and you don't want to lose. The two that I have, Sherry and Hamlet, I so far like them, so I'm quite happy. I fished up an empty can. Sometimes when you go fishing, you'll fish up things that aren't fish. You'll get cans, tires, rocks, and sometimes when you get those things, they come with an idea for a do-it-yourself recipe. So the idea with a can, an empty can, and weeds, you can make a succulent plant. Tom gave me a watering can. When you hand him in a bug, he'll give you something, and then when you hand him in another bug or creature, he'll hand you something else or give you more recipes. So he's given me a few of these recipes. The axe was good to have because that's how you chop your trees to get wood. I made one already, and I'm going to chop the tree to get the wood from it. before it gets taken away when I put my museum down. And you can use axes and shovels, but I don't have a shovel, to chop at rocks. If I had a shovel, I could dig 2 holes behind me, which would hold me in spot. The maximum you can hit a rock is 8 times to get the most out of it. Otherwise, usually you're only going to hit it 6 or 7, as long as there's nothing around it. And if your axe or shovel doesn't break on you. Flimsy ones don't last very long. So I only got 7 out of that one. Because you can't hit fast enough with the axe, and you need the holes to hold you in place because you bounce back when you hit it. Okay, so now we will place blathers if I'm staying in the same spot that I was before. This one should still be fine. Okay, so this is a good spot. Yes, it's fine. Okay, now that takes a day. Well, not a full day, not a full 24 hours, but it won't be placed until the next day. So I am going to, with a little bit of time traveling magic, make it to tomorrow. Okay, so it is now the next day, and Blather's museum should be built as we go in. Okay, so Tom makes announcements every day, and he will should tell us about the museum. Okay. Telling us that he will be doing island-wide broadcasts to let us know anything important. And we can go to our airport and travel if we had somewhere to travel to. Or people could come to us. If you have friends, that's how you would get your friends. And I will travel to my other island shortly. We will see how that is done. Okay, so always check your mailbox. Quite often you get mail from your villagers, from your mother, from different places. Friends can send you stuff. Apples. So we can have separate fruit on our island. Just going to go in here and put some of that down because my bags are full. So I'm just going to drop my apples in here and my peaches. And then I think Tom gave me some flowers for donating one of the bugs that I donated. So I'm going to plant them right here beside my house, because it's always nice to plant flowers. He gave me roses, and I do believe as I was running around that my native flower are lilies, which I like because lilies happen to be my actual favorite flower. And then roses. So this is great. I've got roses and lilies. We'll put a couple on the other side. If you water your flowers, they will grow and expand, which is a nice way to get more flowers, but you can also get overrun by flowers. You need a watering can to water them, and I guess I didn't make one yet. So, As it is the next day, there's always going to be sticks on the ground. Sometimes new weeds pop up. Your trees will have more stuff that you collect out of them, whether it's the bees or, well, bees will fall out of certain trees, or your wood. Coins fall. Let's see, what else do we have? One of the trees will have a piece of furniture, which is nice, so it's a good way to build up a little bit of your furniture collection. But you have to be careful of bees. Now, if you're standing in front of the tree, when the bees fall out of the tree, you can collect the bee with your net, as long as you have it. If you don't have your net equipped, then there's a good chance you're going to get stung. You can try to outrun them, and you can run into a building that's like one of your stores or a resident building if it's opened. To get away from it, otherwise you're going to be stung and you need medicine. So this little glowing spot that's on the ground is a money hole, and you need a shovel to dig it up, and then you can plant money in it. And depending on the day, you have a chance of, if you plant 1,000, then when the tree grows, each bag will contain 1,000. Up to a guaranteed 30,000. If you planted a $10,000 bag, then when the tree has grown, all 3 bags will be 10,000. If you plant more than 10,000, you're not guaranteed a profit, and good chance you could lose. You have to, at that point, you take chances. If you plant 20, and each bag, sometimes it'll yield the 20, or sometimes it'll still only yield the 10. If you plant 20 and it only yields 10, you will still make $10,000 profit. If it does yield the 20, then you will make $40,000 profit. So it's a gamble on what you will get out of these holes. I don't think I can make a shovel just yet, so I will have to wait till I get the recipe for that before I can dig up the hole to make that. So I don't know where we can get that recipe, so we probably won't be able to get the hole today, and I'm not sure if it stays. But we can go in here and talk to Blathers. Okay, he's happy to meet us. I'm the one that chose his location, yes. He's just telling us about the museum that he is actually going to build once we have enough creatures to put in the museum. Fossils, insects, and fish. Fossils are also in the ground. We cannot get until we have the shovel as well. I think he actually gives us this shovel recipe, so if he does, then we can get that money hole. And there will be, I believe, 5 fossils every day, and you can dig up the fossils, and then you will be able to bring them to Blathers, and he will assess them, and if it's one that he needs for the museum, he will ask for it. Otherwise, you can keep it for yourself, display it somewhere on the island, or just sell it. It's a good way to make some money. Okay, so he needs 15 more pieces. And if we have anything to donate, which I think I have 2 things. He doesn't like bugs, he tells us, but he will take care of it nonetheless. He would tell you little bits about them if you wanted to hear something. You just say, please tell me, or you just say, no thanks. Sometimes it's some interesting information that you get from him about the creatures. And I've got something else to donate. Pond skater. No. Okay, so we still need 13 more. So you need different ones. You can't donate the same thing. So I need 13 more creatures. Whether it's fish or insects, or I now have the shovel recipe so that I can get the fossils, and he gave us a vaulting pole. That is how we can jump over the river. So now we can go explore more parts of the island, though I do need to collect up some wood for those. So we'll open up and I'll go collect some wood. Okay, I've made my shovel and another axe because that broke while I was collecting materials. So now we can come over here and collect up this money hole. And I have $7,000 bells. It is as we use in Animal Crossing. Okay, so you stand in front of it, dig the hole. It says, look, I found 1,000 bells. Open up your bag, click on the money, say put away. Make sure you're not facing the hole and don't accidentally say bury in hole, or that's all you'll be able to bury. Now I am going to bury I'm going to put all 8,000 in. So when the tree grows, which I think takes 2 or 3 days maybe, I'm not exactly sure how long it takes, each bag on that tree will be 8,000. That much is guaranteed. Up to 10,000 is guaranteed for each bag. Over that, it's a gamble. So, close that off, face the hole, and then click on the money and say bury in hole. Now you can dig that back up, and if you press Y to fill in your holes instead of using your shovel, you'll save the durability on your shovel. The durability is what causes your shovel to, or whatever tools, to break. So once you've used them so many times, then they will break. So if you kick the dirt in, it'll save a durability. And then dig the hole and say plant, and that is where that tree will grow. So in a couple of days we'll have a tree with $24,000 on it. So trees are a good way to get money, and so are collecting fossils. Now that we can pole vault over the river, you hold that, stand at a level spot, and then you just jump over. So we can walk around, collect up weeds. The island is full of weeds constantly. It's a good thing they stack in 99 because there's so many weeds. Okay, and this star mark that's on the ground is where a fossil is buried. If you are on a bamboo island, when we have a chance to travel to random islands, sometimes you'll get one that's all bamboo trees, or once you've planted them on your own island, they quite often have offshoots, and they'll be in the ground as well. So it'll either be a fossil or a bamboo if you're near a bamboo tree. So get our shovel out and dig it up. we will have to go to Blathers in a little bit here, and he will assess it. And since we have nothing in our museum yet, he'll ask for it to be donated. If it's one that, once your museum is established and you already have that particular fossil, then he'll just say he's tempted to take it for his own collection, but he can't, and you can then sell it or use it for island decoration or whatever you like to do. You make some pretty good money off of the fossils once you've filled up your museum. And here's another one. There should be 5 in a day. Now there are still some spots on the island we won't be able to get to because the 2nd and 3rd tiers you need ladders for, and we don't have the recipe for ladders yet, so we can't get to those. Okay, so I'm just gonna go collect a little bit more stuff here, and then we will go see Blathers and get him to assess our stuff. As you run around the island, you'll find other spots. We have our dock here, which you can fish off the dock. There will be different types of fish there sometimes. There's another balloon in our background, but we still don't have slingshots yet. My pockets are full. When you run around the beach, that is where message in a bottle will wash up, and it'll have a recipe in it. You get that. There will be one once a day. Your shells will stack in 10s, so you can collect them up. If it's a different one, then I don't have any more room in my pocket, so I can only collect what I've got at the moment. Okay, so get out my pole vault. And we will go get him to assess the fossils first. Yes, so we were going to donate that. Okay. So now, that one he didn't appraise. I just gave it to him and then he told me what it was, but he didn't actually appraise it. Now he has given us the option to have things appraised, so I can bring it to him and say, appraise my fossils. Assess. So you click on it and hit confirm. And now he'll tell you what it is, and if we would consider donating it. Okay, so we're down to 11 now. And we got black bass. Go down here to the beach. More shells. Fish. The first couple of days of your island will be mostly catching fish and bugs, finding fossils, digging up money holes maybe if you're lucky, collecting your shells and whatnot to make materials, to earn more bells if you sell them. You will need lots and lots of materials, so it's a wise idea to collect as much as you can every day. It resets each day, so you can come back the next day and hit them all again, chop your trees and hit your rocks. Now I put 2 holes behind me. That should keep me in spot, and I've got my shovel. So as long as my shovel doesn't break, because it's flimsy, doesn't last very long, I should be able to hit this for 8 times. Some rocks will contain money. They're called money rocks, and you can get up to 16,000 if you manage to hit it 8 times. Some of them will also hold gold nuggets, which are very nice to get. You get recipes later that require gold. Most of them will have stone, iron nuggets, or clay. So let's see what's in this one. And there's no way to tell just by looking at them what they are, but that one gave me a gold nugget, so that's nice. And I got 8 spots. There's also an achievement for getting 8 spots. Of course, I have no room for most of that, but they will sit there for ever, so you don't have to worry about losing them, which is good because I have no room in my pocket for my gold nugget, but it will stay there until I come back. I believe there are 6 rocks on an island, and there are ways people like to make rock gardens or have them in certain spots. Oh, we got a money rock, so that's nice. There we go, and I hit it all 8 times. So 16,000, so that's nice. The way to have your rocks be where you want your rocks is you have to cover every inch of the ground with something. So whether you place an item down or you make paths once you've got your custom codes, which that doesn't come for a few days. When you're level 3 or 3 stars, you will then get terraforming ability, which means you can build cliffs and dig water, build waterfalls. You can place paths that come with the in-game. You have to buy all that stuff with Nook Miles. But then you would cover every inch of your ground with something, whether it's, like I said, a flower, a path, an item, a tree. Doesn't matter as long as the ground is covered, except for the spot that you want your rocks. then you break the ones that are on the ground. In order to break a rock, you eat fruit. So I don't have any fruit on me, but the fruit that you collect, you can eat a piece of fruit, and for each piece you can dig up a full-grown tree. That way, if you want to move a tree to a different location but not lose the tree, you can do that. Or you can break a rock and a new rock will spawn in a different spot. If you have covered all of your ground except for where you want your rock to spawn, that is where it will spawn. It's a lot of work, but several people I've seen have done that. But it is quite a lot of work to cover every inch of your ground. You need to stand in just the right spot or you dig holes or do stuff you don't want to do. Rocks and nuggets and clay stack in 30. Wood also stacks in 30. There's 3 different types of wood. There's softwood, hardwood, and just regular wood. They stack in 30 as well. Yeah, so here is, oh, that must have been a Venus that I don't have room for. Here's a message in a bottle. It will have a recipe in it. I don't have room, so I'm going to drop one of my shells. So I can pick that up, drop it again. And see what it is. A wooden table mirror. Okay. Alright, so I am going to continue collecting materials, and I'm going to have to find somewhere to set them so I can carry more stuff. I will be doing that for a little bit, so we will be back shortly. Okay, so it seems that we have reached our 5,000 Nook miles now. We have actually over 6,000, so that's good. So, oh, and I have shooting stars. Those will put stars in the beach, so we will do a few of those for a minute here. Okay, let's go in and talk to Tom. My moving fees. I'm ready to pay. Okay, so he's offered to now make my house bigger. Make it a house, actually. Considering it's just a tent at the moment. 98,000 for the first one. It just gets pricier and pricier as we go. And I think, let's see, let's go with the different colors. How about we go with purple? I like purple. Nook mileage, so now there's daily Nook miles that are available, as well as the other ones. They give you less amounts of Nook miles, but they can still add up pretty quick. Now, my house will be ready tomorrow. And if I catch a few more critters and fish, I could also have that ready tomorrow. But I'm going to watch for shooting stars for a few minutes, because that would be nice to get those as well. Okay, so we just need one more donation for our museum. Cross over to where there's some more weeds and stuff, because that's where bugs tend to be. I'm not a great fisher. I lose my fish all the time. But let's see, maybe there'll be a bug over here or something that we don't have. Or another fossil would be nice. I already donated a bee. There's a little fish. So come on, see it. Oh, good. There we go. That will be our last donation. So, I'm going to go back over here, hand that into Blathers. And then we'll be able to move on to the next day. Hit the wrong thing. So, make a donation, and that will be our last one. Okay. And that should be it. That means, yes, we've acquired all the specimens. Okay, so let's go talk to Tom for a second, see if he tells us anything different, and then we will sign off on day 2. See if there's any more stars up in the sky. No more stars. Well, if I only get one star, there's no point in looking for that in the morning. There'll be stars on the beach if you wish on a star at night. What should I do? Okay. So, that will be it for day 2. We will log in till tomorrow, and we'll go with day 3. Thanks for watching. Bye.